after Ian. Ooh, guys, things look good in Cincy right now.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Welcome to the Cintas Center here in Cincinnati as the Big East begins right now on FS1. St. John, Xavier, and moments ago, the Musketeers head coach, Chris Mack, met with his team.
You got two things today. You got an NCAA tournament game right here, puts us in. End of the day, they say, damn, beat St. John's. Beat St. John's. Another chip in our pocket. End of the day, 1-0. I talked to you after the Wake Forest game. A lot of guys before you have worn those jerseys. David West, give his right arm to play in the Big East. Brian Grant, same thing. Byron Larkin, all the way down the line. It's your opportunity. Fans are going to be excited, but guess what? You create your own energy today. You create your own energy. First team on the floor, hardest playing team, no questions asked. All right, let's be ready to go. Hit the floor like we mean business, because we do.
Here we go. Attack 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Attack.
All right, Chris Mack not only got them pumped up, I'm ready to play. Yeah, all right. The Big East starting right now on Fox, Xavier and St. John's. And what should we expect to see in this game?
Well, I know you like a running game. A little woo-woo. Both teams need that open court opportunity. Half court sometimes is a problem. When you think of open floor, who better for St. John's? D'Angelo Harrison can do so many things, Gus. His ability to put it on the deck, we've all seen. His pull-up game is magnificent. Knows when to unload, stays away from the traffic, can step out and beat you with the three on occasion. Terrific, and brings a little joy. And the other, Semaj Christon, the guy who can put it on the deck. Great speed in the open floor. He is amazing. They find him. He's also worked hard on his jump shot, but he is a slasher and can finish strong.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Red Storm from Queens, New York. And a look, Green, Harrison, and Ochoa gets his first start. He'll start at forward, and what are they looking for with him in the lineup?
They want his physical play because on the other side, that Stainbrook has been terrific. We mentioned, of course, Christon. D. Davis is the spark plug, gets it to the right spots.
And the officials calling this afternoon's game, Michael Stevens, James Breeding, Ray Natale. The Cintas Center, folks, this is the 111th sellout. This building debuted in the 2000-2001 season. Xavier has passed the 2 million mark for total attendance in this building. They did it against Tennessee on November 12th. This is only the second time these two schools have met. St. John's won the only previous meeting, 75-55 at Lou Carnesecca Arena in New York, November 27, 1981. And we're underway from the Natty.
Gus Johnson right now. St. John's, oh, wait a second, we got a wrinkle. Maybe some man-to-man principles in this zone D.
Xavier has won 5 straight basketball games. Here's Christon, their All-American candidate. D. Davis from Bloomington, Indiana. Bloomington North won a couple state championships there.
And this kid really knows how to pass, Stainbrook.
Double team on the baseline. Christon skip pass forward to shoot, lets it go off the heel.
Good looking shot though, a lot of rotation.
St. John's 9-3. They've won 3 in a row, coming off a 65-59 win over Columbia at the Barclays Center. D'Angelo Harrison leading them with 15.
Stainbrook's pulled out. They matched up on the D. Got to drive him now. Green.
Harrison wants to shoot the 3 ball a little better. He said he's inconsistent from downtown. 9 to shoot. And a whistle. And checking foul coming up. Steve Lapp, 4th year as the head coach at St. John's, formerly with UCLA. Always positive.
Very upbeat. You're right. Gets his kids to work hard. They feel they're improving. They're talking about their defense in particular. It's the offensive end once in a while it's lacking, or maybe the free throws as against Columbia they struggled.
Now Harrison averaging close to 20 points per game. Sampson, baseline jump shot. That's his game, the mid-range.
Little pick and pop.
Philmore with the rebound. Davis. Justin Martin, he's a slasher.
And he can drill it too, but you're right. He can get it to the rim. It's the big guy in the middle that's the danger.
They swing it. Davis rising fire. And a loose ball rebounded by Harrison. He'll push it. Diagonal pass. Green on the move. Now Harrison straight away. Woo. And that's what you want.
How long was that one, too? Get those puppies organized. Now, that's their game. They'll push it and kick back.
Harrison on the season, a 35% three-point shooter. Came into this game 23 of 65 from downtown. St. John's back in the zone.
They do this matchup every once in a while. This is more of a pure zone now. Area. Turn and look.
Martin deep in the corner. Halfway down, pops out. Orlando Sanchez with the rebound.
Stinger's got to be more active, attacking. This is the mismatch that they get if they push the ball. Bigs playing little.
Comes Justin Martin. Stainbrook looking for it. He's the Western Michigan transfer. 6'10". Has it inside. Jump hook, left hand.
Wow. That's his game, though, going over that right shoulder. They're running him, too. Chua at the rim.
Baseline. Harrison draws contact and banks it down.
Boy, good guards. Attack the numbers.
Davis the other way. And draws a foul in the paint.
Now you can see St. John's really trying to get out and jam it down. Numbers in this case and really body searching. Very fortunate Stainbrook didn't get number 2. Really understands, and Tariq was talking about in the studio the ability of Orlando Sanchez. He can rebound, push it, make shots. He's right. He starts playing big time. It'd be a different St. John's team.
Christon draws Green. St. John's starting this game and staying in this zone. Is this something they found when they played Syracuse the other day?
Well, no, they've played it on occasion. A lot of good, clean looks.
Sampson in transition.
They've got the kickback.
Now Sanchez.
Once in a while, he gets flat with that trajectory.
Baseline Martin, wide open.
Wow.
Rebound inside, no call. As Isaiah Philmore got to the basket and picked up the loose ball.
And that's what you're going to have to do if you're Xavier. Against the zone, there's not that body, the contact necessary in a checkout situation. Philmore, aggressive, plays with a lot of passion.
So Xavier starting this game 0 for 7 from the field. I'm sure Chris Mack isn't happy about the way they started.
The only thing, if you're giving them good shots or you're getting good shots, they'll fall eventually. Probably a little tight, a little excited. I love his word, chip. It's a chip. This game is an NCAA chip in the pocket.
Chris Mack celebrating his 44th birthday yesterday. B. Davis.
We haven't seen much driving against the zone. In between defenders, having 2 play 1. St. John's is very long, guys. They can really stretch it out, much like Syracuse.
Christon finds a soft spot. Off the back rim, long rebound, comes out. Sampson in a hurry. Oh, great control, hesitation on the baseline. Finally cut off, though. Now Harrison. And knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Red Storm. 15:51 to go here in the first half. Red Storm up 5-0. And welcome back to Fox College Hoops presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by the New York Life Insurance Company. Our score, St. John's off to a good start on the road with a 5-0 lead, but they've got the Christmas spirit here in Cincinnati. Here's Matt Stainbrook playing St. Nick.
This looks like a naughty boy. You might have gotten coal in your stocking last year. What can I get you for Christmas?
Christmas, I've been always wanting this as a little kid, but I wish my brother would be really nice to me.
Oh, you probably have a very nice brother. You know what, I'll work on that though. If you act like a good boy this year, you can get that.
Thanks.
Merry Christmas.
And that's his brother, Tim.
This kid is a character, developing into a big-time player as well. Gus getting a little blow now, trying to get back defensively, something they worked on, and I think it fatigues the big guys when you run the floor on them.
Stainbrook transferring from Western Michigan. Talked to him before the game. I said, what made you transfer? He said, you know, I'm from Ohio, from Cleveland. I wanted to come home and, you maybe play in front of some home cooking.
Yeah, and he's lost, 50 pounds since he got here. You mentioned the 2-3 Soda St. John's. They did it against Wagner. They did it against Georgia Tech with their length. It could be just a little jolt early that Xavier unaccustomed seeing. They expected a lot of man and full court pressure as well.
So Miles Davis checks in for Xavier. Now he's their resident three-point shooter. Xavier 0 for 7 from the field to start this game. They need to get a bucket to get some kind of rhythm going. This zone, though, Coach, it seems like it's causing some problems.
Right, they got some shooters in there as well with Farr on the other corner. A little turnover.
Philmore has it taken away. Sanchez shows his versatility, can bring the ball up the floor. Now God's gift, Achua.
Turn and be a threat.
Green looking inside.
Got to get better spacing, too. They're jamming up, helping the defense. Here's their horns look. High-low to a dump down.
Sampson wants that mid-range jump shot, gets it away. And that one grazing the front rim.
Well, Xavier's struggling, but St. John should be way ahead. This will give them some energy. Going the other way.
And is this an offensive foul? Looks like it will be. Philmore charging.
Well, Philmore plays all out. And a good call way out of the restricted area. But offered it up big time. He's an aggressive player. And of course, kids now are taught, hey, go. You're generally going to get the call.
Chris Mack with a spirited practice yesterday. Right here at Cintas. They went for about 2 hours. Getting back on defense was his main focus.
And for good reason. Stop the flow, the early success of St. John's.
Sanchez turnaround jump shot on the baseline. An air ball. Achua has it swiped out of his hands by Davis. And St. John's will retain possession.
A couple of subs come in with Farr because of the shooting. You mentioned Davis as well. Unable to convert, but St. John's, conversely, not ringing the bell with any consistency as well. And you just get a little faith here if you're Chris Mack. Just hang tough, compete, particularly defensively, and maybe get yourself a run out.
Xavier 0 for so far in this game, 0 for 8. St. John's 2 for 8 from the field.
There must be some blood or something in conversation with Steve Lambert. James Breedy.
He's got a white T-shirt under his jersey.
Well, I was very offended. How about you? Well, it is an NCAA rule. You've got to have the same color. I could see it with a pitcher. I'm not so sure about a basketball player.
So for Dominic Pointer.
See, I would never do that. Unveil my chest for this many people. You could, though.
But I wouldn't.
No.
So it's Dominic from Detroit. Inbounds the ball with Sanchez, Green, Harrison, and God's gift.
A lot of runouts on side ball screens.
3 to shoot, and a whistle and foul.
Well, helped out. You're right. No time on the clock. Giving it away. And on that note, Miles Davis, on that note.
I was waiting for that, Coach. So a herky-jerky start for both teams. Neither shooting the ball well. Xavier scoreless. Here's Pointer inside. During these 5 games for Xavier on their 5-game winning streak, they beat some good teams. Wake, their last game, 68-53. Alabama and crosstown rival Cincinnati.
Yeah, they found their game after that.
Sanchez across the lane, big jump hook, short. And over the back foul will be called on Sanchez. His second, and that means he'll have to take a seat.
Different flow offensively. You like the Clark Kent look?
I do love the impressive eyewear from Steve Lapp.
He's got LA in those jeans, I think.
A little bit. Un poquito, as they say. Here's Davis.
He's still in the zone. Like a 1-2-2, but it blends to where you have people. This is more of the matchup.
And Harrison called for the foul. D'Angelo Harrison kicked off the team last year. Attitude problems, couldn't get along with his teammates as well as referees. And we had a chance to talk to him earlier this year when we hosted the St. John's tip-off dinner. And he said it was one of the best things that could have ever happened to him.
He's just a different person. Being happy, doing what he's supposed to do. What was your tude like when you played?
Terrible.
It was always the coach's fault. Run out.
And here comes Jakar Sampson. And he'll punch it down.
Now that's their game, though. If they can get something off the D, takes the stress off their half-court look, and Chris Mack a little bit concerned. This jolt of the zone has put them on their heels. There's the shooter.
Davis. Wow. Can't knock it down. God's gift coming up with the great rebound. His last name is a Jewel, folks. His first name is God's gift. I love the first name.
Yeah. Don't we wish we were?
Rashid Jordan is checked in. He's the impressive freshman for St. John's from Philly. There's number 23, Jordan.
A good driver. Going to work on that outside game, but he is creative off the bounce.
Pointer, left hand, flip, no.
Tough shot.
Both these teams awful offensively to start this game. Maybe some early game jitters, conference opener. Christon, the kick.
Got to be catchable in his shooting pocket. There it is. Ooh.
That one off the mark for James Farr. 0 for 10 for Xavier. Jordan dumps it down. Nice look. Alamu, Jordan, and he'll bank it home.
Everybody in a hurry. Doesn't it seem like even in the shooting, take your time. Once you got that jumper and you're organized.
Red Storm go up 9-zip.
Go to the goal.
Stainbrook gets his own rebound, and finally, the Musketeers are on the board.
Hallelujah, right? He's so big across the shoulders, he can carve area out.
Baseline to Dominic Pointer. And Jakar Sampson. Well, 15 feet and in, he's deadly this year.
He is tough.
St. John's going up 11-2. James Farr's got a nice stroke from the baseline. He's left-handed with Chris Bosh action.
When they stay close to Davis and Farr, they know they can ring the bell.
Pete Davis to the basket. And that one knocked out of play by Stainbrook. Stainbrook, only bucket of the game for the Musketeers.
Not pretty, but effective. They got to go to the big fella, guys. Get him involved. Let him dominate. Get Xavier back in this.
Opening day of conference play in the new Big East as you take a look at where all the schools rather are located. And some big-time players you'll see tonight. Markel Starks will lead Georgetown versus DePaul. James Bell and Villanova take on Butler. And the night ends with the National Player of the Year candidate Doug McDermott facing Marquette.
There'll be some D in that game on that Marquette side. Be interesting to see.
Coming up next, our New Year's Eve marathon of Big East basketball presented by New York Life Insurance Company continues with Seton Hall taking on Providence. DePaul squares off against G-Town. 11th ranked Villanova takes on Butler, and Marquette battles Creighton. The action continues next, all night long, right here on FS1.
Where the Halls had some injury problems. Ed Cooley having a nice year. Tough loss up at UMass. Out of Teague, amongst others. Edwin had a bad ankle. Little back screen down.
Whistle Bekba with the basketball now on the baseline. Bekba, he'll push one up. Stainbrook with the rebound. Davis, nice bounce pass. Christon jams it.
That's their game, and they give it up. And what speed on the wing by Christon. He can really motor, Gus.
Quick timeout called by Steve Lavin and St. John's. 11-4. Red Storm. St. John's with an 11-4 advantage, but Coach Mack will take getting easy buckets in transition.
What they needed. So much stress against that zone. St. John's really had a lot of opportunities to widen the lead and didn't convert.
Dominic Pointer, that ball deflected. Outlet pass, Christon again. Can he get to the bucket? Off the glass, no. Snatched down by Sampson.
Body search, trying to concentrate on bringing it up.
Sampson with 11 points, 5 rebounds against Columbia. Columbia's not bad this year.
Not bad. The heck of a, actually was in the lead late in that game, got 61-60.
Played Michigan State tough in East Lansing. Shot for Columbia in the Ivy League. Sampson calling for it. Rise and fire. Way short. Sampson wanted the foul.
Everybody does when you miss that.
Foul. And he'll hit.
That's his game. This team gets their legs. Really struggled.
So Dakar Sampson at St. John's will look to continue to attack, and a foul as Rashid Jordan runs into D. Davis.
D. Davis with the good puppies getting organized and rise and fire, as you would say, from long range. And right here, moving those puppies, and that's his game. And of course, the scouting report on Jordan is he loves to put it on the deck.
Now Grant checks in for St. John's. He's a backup guard for Steve Lavin.
Nice job communicating in this zone. You got a flash, dribble drive, maybe pin the guys in the back. Good look.
D. Davis for 3. Got it around. Picked up. God's gift to Chua back in. Sampson thought about it. Good idea.
He was so clutching it. Hitting it quickly. Good coverage here.
Far, can he do it again? Stainbrook, rebound, and put back.
Oh boy, that's what he has to do. If they're going to shoot jumpers, he's got to get right at the rim and dominate.
So after a very slow beginning, Xavier starting to find a rhythm on their home court.
It's a solid team. Got a lot of answers, can play big and small.
Xavier starting 0 for 11. 13-9. Harrison back in the game. Rebound for Stainbrook.
Good poise, too. Didn't turn it over.
Baseline, Miles Davis.
Numbers.
Jordan, Harrison to the bucket. That ball blocked, but Rashid Jordan right there.
That's why you run the floor. Help your teammate.
Finally some rhythm in this game. At St. John's, they've been using this zone from the very beginning. Deflected out of play. We'll stay right here.
Well, the big fella, Santa, arrived a little late. I think Santa's a little quicker than Matt, but effective nevertheless.
And here's our DirecTV game summary.
Harrison very effective. Had some good looks too, only shooting 2 for 6. With Sampson, ample opportunities as well, and a struggle. Did you use the word nil earlier?
Yes, I
thought
did.
I heard that
Yes,
from your soccer expertise. And Steinberg's starting to do some things. He's getting a blow right now. Philmore in for him, guys.
Xavier starting this game 0 for 11 from the field. And you mentioned it, Coach, and I think you were 100% right. Conference opener at home, 10,000 fans, little nervousness.
Oh, it pumped up. I mean, this is it. This is the road to March.
Christon, along with Martin, who's back in.
And then you add in the zone, which I'm sure they were thinking, you might see it, but later in the game, it throws you off in terms of preparation, mindset, nice cut. And
Brandon Randolph. He's the freshman from Inglewood, California. They're very high on him in Cincinnati.
Nice guard. Yeah, does a good job to make the threes. He handles, finds people.
Branch off the mark, but Chua tried to keep it alive.
Ball run out of bounds. Last touch by Musketeers. St. John's will inbound.
Against the zone, you got to run a lot of things. You just see that dive, number 3 in your picture. Randolph able, because of the stretch of the D, to convert easily.
Sampson, step back jumper. In and out and back in. He got the shooter's roll. Sampson with 8 points here in the first half. Red Storm with a 17-11 lead. They get right back in that zone.
And nothing easy, really. Keep prying, use a lot of time. We mentioned Xavier loves to get going, pushing the ball. It's unsettling at times. And the big finisher in the middle right now. Reynolds great around the rim, number 1.
Inside jump hook, and that one goes down for Jalen Reynolds.
Guys, another year, that kid is going to be something. He's learning the game, great length, great enthusiasm, athleticism, just learning offense.
6'9". From Detroit. Laid at Livonia Stevenson, crossover dribble, Grant getting a lob. That one out of play. 3rd turnover for the Red Storm.
Pretty good coverage in the back. You get a little excited when you mention Detroit, Motown. I can't blame you.
Phil Green.
Phil Green comes back in for the Red Storm.
Both teams have that ability to play smaller as well. 3 perimeter guys. You want one of those stretch 4 or 3 or 2, whatever you need for Xavier.
Baseline, Christon. Pretty. And
great use of the body.
Semaj Christon from Cincinnati, sophomore, Wooden Award candidate, Naismith candidate. And the Musketeers, after starting 0 for 11, right back in this game, down by a deuce.
They took the shot. They took the punch and then responded beautifully. And right at that rim, they protect the basketball.
Similar to the game that you called over the weekend, Syracuse and Villanova. We'll see Villanova later on tonight. And Wildcats up by double-digit numbers.
Unbelievable comeback. Very poised Syracuse team, great size underneath. But Villanova can shoot it.
Here's Green, turns the corner on the pick and roll.
Oh, bad pass.
Christon cuts to the basket.
Nice look.
Extra pass, Martin, slicing, curling. Whoa, rejected. Nicely done by Opekwa.
That's his game.
Baseline, Philmore left, he goes down.
Nice look by Christon. Hanging tough, unabashed by the negation underneath.
Xavier is settled down. And we're level at 17.
Michael Stevens saw a little jolt. Good officiating. Told him knock it off.
Jordan. And he knocks down the 3.
If he can do that, Gus, forget about it. We know what he can do when he puts it on the deck.
Philmore. Good passer in the pivot. Christon.
Nice cut.
Wide open. And it goes down. Count it for Brandon Randolph.
They're going the other way, I think, with it. They count the 3, but that's just great distribution. But welcome to Cincinnati, downtown. Becca, big time in here. Poised, triple threat position. Nylon out of Philly with Jordan. And Philmore, who does so many nice things. The rest, rather easy for Randolph.
James Farr comes back in for the Musketeers. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Green straight away. Bring it up.
You said it, a little rhythm there. Both teams play a lot more confidence. That middle area is very vulnerable with passing, cutting.
Christon. Nice look at the baseline. Far reverse layup.
Gotta finish.
Beckler with the floor. Here's Green. Heavy traffic. Hard left hand flipping to the cup. Finger roll goes down.
And pretty. Taking advantage of the big guy. Backpedaling. You like that? Xavier worked hard at trying to control dribblers. It's tough putting bigs out there. Tough matchup.
Christon sees the screen, cuts down the lane, the kick, not from deep.
There you go. Ring it up. Oh, because of penetration.
Now they're playing some basketball in Cincinnati.
They sure are.
25-23, St. John. Harris, quick turn, 14-footer. Oh! Sampson tried to tip dunk it to the bucket. Christon the other way, and he buries it.
Unbelievable around the rim. Let's hope he's okay. Sampson limping as he goes back, but Xavier right. They've awakened. The Musketeers performing admirably now. How about this? That is utterly incredible. Well, that's the ability to finish around the rim, but Sampson, amazing athleticism. Here's the one, Gus. I got to pull you down out of this. You got out of the seat pretty good. I think he hurt the knee, too.
Car Sampson, what an athlete, folks.
Those early leads. I'm sorry, Gus.
6'9", he's from Akron. At the St. Mary's. Once upon a time, there was a
fair player there.
Yeah, he was okay.
What is he doing now, that kid?
I don't know. Lost touch. No, we're talking about the great LeBron James.
Right now, those early leads, you got to pay attention. St. John's didn't stretch it out. Xavier got the legs. All of a sudden, figured out the zone where it's vulnerable, taking advantage.
Game tied at 25. Here's Harrison.
Oh, another good one.
2:16 to play in the first half. We're all tied up at 25. All right, Rob, thank you very much. Game tied at 25. 2:16 to play here in the first half. Let's take a look at some Big East headlines.
Villanova, terrific start, shooting the ball well. Lost at Syracuse, had a great comeback. Joshua Smith, so tough, great footwork around the basket. And Bryce, a little nylon for Cotton, can fill it up. You like this kid?
Oh, this kid is wonderful.
That game. This is an early leak out with some pretty good defense, the ability to send it in, use the bump, get squared away, got a pretty jumper, mid-range game, extraordinary.
I talked to him at St. John's practice earlier this season. Being from Akron, Ohio, you wondered, well, why wouldn't you stay locally, either at Cincinnati, Xavier, Ohio State? He said, you know what, those programs didn't fit my game. I had to go to New York City.
How about that? Well, same as you, career-wise. You can make it there. Anyway.
Sampson turning on Stainbrook. Forced it up.
Good hustle.
Inside, Obekba draws the foul.
And a good read to get to that weak side rebound. Big Chris. Shoot one side, generally the other. He's coming off.
And these will be the first free throws of the game as Nigerian-born Chris Obekba at the free throw line. Sophomore, 6'9". Averaging close to 5 blocks a game.
Struggles at that line there, though. Arizona State.
Obekba, one of the leaders in the country.
Willie Cauley-Stein's for him early in the year. He had a big-time game against Providence. Nice rebound. Push advantage to the outside guy on that night.
Green in and out. Obekba with a rebound. Looks like he wants to take it. Changes his mind. Now Pointer will slow it down. Game tied at 25.
Pick and pop empty side. That'll look.
Sampson, 18-foot jump shot off the front rim. He saves it from going out of bounds. Nice catch by Obekba.
Full clock again.
Harrison, quick release.
And one.
And hits.
Woo. Well, you get the green light when you play like this, kid. Doesn't mind taking big shots. Thought they might get it back outside, but organized. And anytime you close out with all the momentum forward, you're going to give the guy the free pass on the line.
So D'Angelo Harrison with 8 points in the first half. He averages right around 20. Adds a free throw, and the Red Storm take a 29-25 lead as we close in on a minute.
Got to go through number 40 now. Makes good decisions. Stainbrook. There you go. Loves that shoulder. Go up with it.
Davis. Rebound. Left-handed putback.
How about that? In traffic. Big time capture.
Harrison.
He knows he can shoot over Davis, too. A big advantage, you can plug bomb on a smaller opponent.
Sampson trying to gather himself. Nice defense by Foss. Sampson for to shoot. Spins. Fires it at the basket. Stainbrook with a rebound.
He threw the glasses away, Stainbrook. I think they were broken. Give it to him. Might be able to see better.
7 seconds remaining. Christon. Baseline. Stainbrook. Left hand. Rejected by Obekba. Are they going to count that basket? No, they won't. It was on the way up.
What presence, Gus.
3 blocks in the first half for Chris Obekba, and the Red Storm lead by 2 at the break.
Nothing for free. Stainbrook without the glasses. Right here, he thinks it's good. How about the elevation and timing? Bill Russell lamenting somewhere that it wasn't kept in play. And what do you think? Over the cylinder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without question.
Even at home, you don't get it.
Now that's the end of the first half with the score. St. John's 29, Xavier 27 in their Big East opener. You're watching College Hoops on Fox Sports 1. (29-27), St. John's on top of Xavier, and we're ready to start the second half. Gus Johnson along with Coach Raftery. And Coach, if you're Xavier and you started trailing 9-zip and 11-2 and you missed your first 11 shots, you're not really upset with being down by only a bucket.
You're not praying well, obviously. It was a real struggle, but St. John's didn't take advantage, as they should have. They struggled as well. Neither team shooting the ball well, and I think the zone of St. John's threw them off quite a bit.
All right, we're ready to start this second half. D'Angelo Harrison played well in that first half.
He's a gamer, you know that. He can fill it up from deep. He's really played under control. Bunch of threes, the ability around the rim, and the old four-point play. Able to knock it in. Big Mad, he's got to really do it. He's got to be more aggressive, more mentally attuned. I think he's passed up some good opportunities around the rim. Here he gives it out, and he's got that little baby hook. He's got to just dominate. And wow, how about that? A message on that one.
As we take a look at the first half statistics.
Right now you got to think a pretty solid defense against the three-point shots of Xavier. The ability to get it inside. Xavier did that with cuts late in the half. And of course, the bench, Xavier, the ability to play a lot of different ways, size-wise.
So after such a slow beginning for the Musketeers, heading into this second half, what do you think they have to focus on, especially when they try to attack that zone?
I think one, Stainbrook has been talked to. Do your job, do your numbers, take advantage of any opportunity, pump fake, very important. As you saw that shot block late, the elevation of the St. John's and length of the interior people is just extraordinary.
Stainbrook's coming off a career-high 21 points. He also had 10 rebounds in their win over Wake Forest, 9 of 12 from the field.
And Xavier's got to get right into the game. Can't afford a similar start of this half.
So Green along with Harrison, Sanchez, Sampson, and God's gift Achua to start the second half.
He's got a little jump hook, but a little too far from him. Sanchez should have shot it.
Now Achua pivots, tried the reverse layup, gets his own rebound. Stainbrook with the board.
Philmore likes to load up early, but they can't get it to him.
Davis,
nice look.
Pass, Christon.
Well, he runs the floor so well, you can lose track of him.
29 apiece. Christon with 6 points, our third tie of the game, and a timeout called by the Red Storm.
You can see Christon hiding on the baseline there, and a terrific read by 1-1. D. Davis. Christon at the rim, able to do a nice job, guys.
Opening moments of the second half. We're tied at 29. Back to Xavier after this. And welcome back to Fox College Hoops presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by the New York Life Insurance Company. Cintas Center here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Game tied at 29. Chris Mack. Not only is he a head coach here, he also played here from 1990 to 1993. His wife, Christy, though, was a better player.
Well, a Hall of Famer to be for the Flyers. Fun to hear him talk about his kids, though.
That's right, coaching his kids, Kaylee and Haley.
Look at the eyes. I mean, I don't think he smiles that much at the Musketeers, do you?
I do not think so. His daughter's ball girls today for this game. First time. There they are.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, they had a game last night.
It was a big game.
Chris was smiling, so I'm sure they were victorious. But he played, the good fortune playing for Pete Gillum. What a tradition here. Look at that amount of Sean.
Skip Prosser as well.
Yeah, Skip. He went down to Wake with Skip before he came back up here. God bless Skip. They had that game in his honor with Wake Forest. Terrific human being.
Agreed. Harrison. Green off the dribble.
And look at the numbers now. Good reaction after that timeout. I think that's what they were chastised for, St. John's. Get back.
Martin, quick release, and hits. First lead of the game for Xavier. The Musketeers climbing the mountain.
He's got the range and the size and the confidence. He's sort of a glue guy.
At 17 points and 5 rebounds in that big victory over Cincinnati. Had a 15-point game against Iowa. And let's see how St. John's plays as they try to come from behind. Sanchez pushing off and a blocking foul call.
And you're going to get that call with the early offense. If you don't identify quickly, you're at a disadvantage. You overhelp as Sanchez did in the lane. And this team's got some people who can ring the bell. It didn't look like that early. Davis far. And of course, that delivery by Martin.
Pick and roll, Harrison. Bumped by Stainbrook.
Good recovery defensively.
Sampson guarded by Martin. Becca thinking about it.
Not his shot.
Harrison, that's his shot. Off the heel. Martin with a rebound. Davis almost stripped. Retains possession.
See if Stainbrook's more active in there, more dominating.
Davis, nice pump fake. Got caught in no man's land. 10 to shoot. Christon. 6 to shoot. Christon fires. Martin, and a tip and go.
Well, what reaction by Martin. Kept busy, very attentive.
34-29. Xavier.
Really not running the offense efficiently right now.
Harrison looks a little frustrated as well offensively.
Very much so.
Sanchez.
Nice
Knocked
hustle.
away. Martin. Right hand up. Oh, pretty play.
A great protect. Hopefully he's okay under there.
Xavier on an 11-0 run going back to the first half.
Steve letting them play. Need somebody more than Harrison to be active.
Will Green. Blocked by Christon. Recovered by Christon. Long outlet pass. Davis with a dagger. The momentum has shifted for the Musketeers.
From the early doldrums, the activity of Martin, nobody followed him in. Just a smart kid. We saw him make the three, the offensive rebound, and just the creative defensive maneuver here, able to body control, take that hit, and keep on ticking. They like to run, and they give it up beautifully that time. Christon on the money. The little guy. Burn it from deep.
13-0 run for the Musketeers. Now Friday it's a showdown between two of the most explosive offenses in the country as 13th ranked Oklahoma State clashes with 8th ranked Missouri in the AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic. Coverage begins Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern only on Fox. Clint Shelf, quarterback for Oklahoma State, came in, was not the starter at the beginning of the season, ended up winning the job and has done a terrific job for the Cowboys. James Franklin, senior, had shoulder injuries. Sidelined him momentarily, but Missouri doing a great job for Gary Pinkel. It'll be a good game.
You've been busy.
Oh,
The Minnesota Lions. Nice to be working with a big timer. Got your son along on the trip, having a ball. Great father-son little vacation.
That's right. I understand how tired moms are. Here's Sampson, 14-foot jump shot.
Good play out of the timeout. Just got to make it. Boy, much more hop in the step here. Wow, huh? They are pushing it. And defensively, tardy by the Johnnies.
Justin Martin had 3 points at halftime. He has 12 now. And the Musketeers go up 40-29.
You can just see defensively much more aggressive, showing, playing the gaps on dribble drives. Forcing them late in the shot clock without anything.
St. John's led this game at one time 9-zip. Harrison, deep three, and hits.
Well, can't count on that all game, though. Got to be more efficient. Look at the big guy run the floor.
Beckler got a hand on it. Stainbrook can't hold on. Rashid Jordan, fourth turnover for the Musketeers. Jordan, 16-foot lean in, goes.
Playing with a lot more confidence.
Rip.
Xavier practiced hard against full court pressure, something St. John's likes to do. They picked up full. Little stack set here, pop out. Back off Philmore. He's not going to make that deep shot. Nice roll.
Stainbrook calling for it. Gets it. Nice. Leverage and a layup.
He knows how to use that rim, though. He's got game. He knows the territory.
42-34. Sampson muscling his way to the basket. Philmore. Davis. Martin. Uh-oh. Woo. Jordan getting back on defense with a hard foul.
I like it, though. Great basketball reaction, but Stainbrook, a guy who's been pretty quiet, you lead him right to the nice pass and the rim. Your buddy, the big fella, he's large, and he is a factor with this team, Gus.
Justin Martin, though, taking over this game in the second half. Aggressive. Fox Sports 1 is your home for Supercross as the gate drops on the 2014 season with one of the biggest races of the year. Coverage of the Monster Energy Supercross live from Anaheim begins Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern only on Fox Sports 1. Coach, I'd like to see you on one of those Supercross bikes. St. John's, Xavier with a 42-34 lead. It's time for our AT&T Impossible Feat. 1979. Bird and Magic met for the first time. It was the beginning of one of the greatest individual rivalries in basketball history as Magic Johnson's Michigan State Spartans beat Larry Bird and the Indiana Sycamores, giving the Spartans the national crown. Bird and Magic would meet 3 times for the NBA title, with Magic winning 2 titles for the Los Angeles Lakers.
79 in Utah, the University of Utah.
Were you at that game?
I was at that game. I was the only injury at the game. Going up the steps at halftime, the altitude got me. Wow. It wasn't the late hours, it was the altitude.
Greg Kelser, what a finisher for Michigan State back there. Meanwhile, Xavier averages 24 free throw attempts a game. This is their first trip to the line. I'll tell you what, Justin Martin.
He's a player.
He is a player.
When you concentrate on some of the other guys, you mentioned the free throws. Christon gets over 7 free throws a game, but they are turning it up a notch. You mentioned energy. And this is one of those times where St. John's has to exhibit it.
Martin in the first half, 1 of 4 from the field, 3 points. Second half, he's 4 of 4, and now he has 11 points. Jordan, confident on the jump. Sanchez with a nice offensive rebound, and he'll put it in.
He's a good offensive rebound. Had a couple against Columbia, but a soft jump shot set that up. Jordan shooting with confidence. A little flex screen, and Martin open for a second. Good reaction by Harrison, and he got far with the screen.
Justin Martin, second half, with a different story.
Early in the year, he had a concussion, so didn't come out of the gate strong, but this kid is a gamer. So many different ways he can beat you. Plays a lot of positions. Great size. Understands the game. And pretty good numbers this afternoon.
Averages 8 points a game. Shoots 37% from the field. Junior from Indianapolis. Chris Mack didn't push the panic button early.
Not at all. I mean, he didn't recognize this team. They withstood that tough start.
If you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, Musketeers started the game 0 for 11. They were down 9-zip, 11-2. And now hold a 44-36 lead.
Look at how they help. As these kids play excellent defense.
Harrison off the screen. Farr pulls it down. Christon changing gears. And count it.
Woo! He can do it with the blow-by. Either way. Put you back on your heels. The other wing was Miles Davis. Here's the switch. I believe Jordan gets the little nickel dimer on it. But kids are so good taking a hit. Got his legs twisted up and great concentration. A little kiss on the premiere of the new Big East. Gap defend well. Watch them jump to the ball, guys. Always in the right position. Help side. Show.
Jakar Sampson, 12 feet away, and a push. What you love about Sampson is when he gets the ball, especially from 15 feet and in, he's so aggressive, either putting it on the floor or having the confidence to take that mid-range jumper.
He does have a nice solid game, Far with that 3rd foul. And they just haven't been able to get it to him often enough.
He's got a Midwest game. That's how we play in the Midwest, coach. You East Coast guys.
Come on. They get a little contact out here. I think the game has become unified pretty much. That kid can stroke.
Sanchez hits the 3. He has 5 points, 46-39. St. John's trying to reel in Xavier. Orlando Sanchez from the Dominican Republic. He's 24 years old.
Now, Gene Katie talking about St. John's and a nice little cross screen.
Reynolds lost it on the way up, gathers it back, deflected. Shot clock does not reset. They're at 12.
Don't give this kid a clean look. Nice go. Send it in. He can elevate. Somebody from Detroit with a game.
Jalen Reynolds.
They've been looking, and he will captivate them. Empty side. High five. And the floater by number 1. Woo. In your program, and number 1 if he plays like this in your heart. Musketeers have a big-time prospect looming as he learns the game. Davis, not only a shooter, a distributor.
Xavier started the first half 0 for 11. Here in the second half, they're 9 for 11. And that brings us to our Lexus playbook.
Well, this one, you can see the bottom left, wide open. The great deployments at this player. Number 31, Philmore, he should be going up the lane to eliminate his guy, Sanchez, so that he might get a give back. Here's a great little pocket pass by Davis. And you just see Philmore, he's got to move just a little bit to set that up, because if they close, he's going to be the beneficiary of a pass. But great deployment by Chris Mack. Glad to see he's working hard with this team. He works hard with the girls.
Coach Mack, on Saturday against Wake Forest, he became the 4th Xavier coach to win 100 games, joining your friend Pete Gilling, Skip Prosser, and Sean Miller, the head coach of the number 1 Arizona Wildcats. So he has a rich playing or coaching history with all the gentlemen.
Great connection. Pete, Mr. Bag of Donuts, Gillen. Always like to see what guys are running. A little pin down, trying to get Harrison something.
Harrison guarded by Davis. Davis smaller, with really quick feet. Harrison 8 to shoot. He'll drive, fade away, and hits.
So he knows he can elevate over Davis. Here's the full court pressure now. Oops. Almost a grab. Sir Dominic.
14 points for D'Angelo Harrison. 7-point lead for Xavier. It's a pick and roll. Stainbrook coming out.
And they got the mismatch they want. A little too far, though.
Forward out of bounds, next touch by Musketeers. St. John's will inbound.
St. John's this season, as we take a look at our keep good going stat. 9.5 blocks. Obekwa, 5 all by himself. Rashid Jordan to the basket and foul.
Boy, that's his game. You mentioned the blocks. It's the offense, I think, that's hurt them more than the defense, St. John's.
That's his first personal foul. 14th foul for Musketeers.
There's Obekwa on the bench right now. Got a huge block at the end of the first half. Could have been goaltender. They let him play. Jordan. His numbers really starting to increase, especially after a solid performance against Syracuse. 3 things to know about Rashid.
You picked these up. Oh, he's actor. Feed my family. Here's a great family connection, too. Had some hardship in his life.
His friend killed. And a foul. Looks like Sir Dominic pointed.
Sir Dominic really he's trying to knight his guy. He's been extending the floor. Very aggressive on the defensive end.
And that's his first 3rd team foul against the Red Storm. Jakar Sampson heads out of the game.
A little lock low here.
Green back in.
And Sanchez really did a pretty good job at Stainbrook.
Davis feeding the post. Reynolds. Sanchez with the rake and take, and he's fouled up top.
Not a good one. You like the way Sanchez can handle it, though?
Not bad.
Rebound, bring it up.
Big fella.
Musketeers, Red Storm, Returning to the safety line at number 20, Justin Martin.
Now Martin back in. Jalen Reynolds heads to the bench. Angelo Harrison, 14 points. Trying to take Davis into the pivot, fires and hits.
And he knows he can dominate. Kid's very clever. He's got deceptive speed and deceptive strength.
Harrison, a regal basketball player, folks. He knows he can play the game. He has 16. Staples
likes that left. Come over the right shoulder. Kid's a dominating force.
Sanchez called for his third foul. Non-shooting foul. 14 foul against the Red Storm.
Back to the zone now on the inbounds. Middle was open earlier. Nice distribution, little catch and finish.
Davis lost it on the way up. They say it was deflected though, and Musketeers will hold on.
The catching the ball is so important, Gus. He had a clear jumper if he just squeezed it.
Trying to shoot. Martin stripped by Rice Jordan, and a foul.
Pretty good move by Martin, though. Close to a clean one. St. John's getting a little flow now, all set up by their defense. And right here, the quick hands.
Jordan now really starting to take over.
That was a quickie. Don't know about that one. Christon switched to Harrison. Pretty good move there. The size matchup for him. Stainbrook, yeah, he kept flailing with the right arm. A nice play by Sanchez. Duping. Let the official know. Santa doesn't get it his way all the time. No cookies for you, man. Yeah, there's letting them know, though. At some point, you don't want to do that. He and Philmore post up. Number 2 guys on him. They post up nicely. Just got to avoid knocking guys.
Jordan, hesitation to the basket, strip. Davis, outlet, Christon ahead of the field, of the basket, and foul.
A nice effort by Harrison, though. Interesting to watch guys improve like Jordan. Great driver. Gets in a little too deep, coughs it up, and nobody balancing. Rescued by Harrison.
Jordan wanted a foul. The Prince of North Philly is a freshman. He's not earned enough time in the administration building to get those calls.
He'll get that down the road. Just Semaj, this kid really understands how to play the game. Solid, sees people. How about the soul food? Be who you want to be. Well, you've done that.
50-44. 10 points for Christon. Jordan. Harrison bumped. Body control out of bounds. Will stay right here. Steve Lavin is looking at the officials and saying, we can't get a call. Harrison did look to be fouled. Now the Red Storm will bring in a substitute. That's Max Hooper, the Harvard transfer from Carmel Valley, California. He's a shooter.
You know what he's in there for.
Pointer spinning, gets there, no call.
Wow, that one I thought he should have got to the foul line. Over the top of the glass. double high against the zone. Usually dive one.
St. John's back in the zone. Stainbrook wraps it around. Martin almost lost it. Tied up. Possession arrow favoring the Musketeers. And a timeout on the floor. 7:41 to go. Xavier holding on to a 50-44 lead. All right, a look at our DirecTV game summary.
Musketeers, you mentioned the tough start. Justin Martin playing really good basketball. Harrison trying to knock it down as well. And the rookie, the Prince, you call him.
The Prince of North Philly.
North Philly. I was in school in North Philly. They called me something different.
A cheesesteak.
I was, yeah, that's about all I could afford. But right now, Rashid really, I think, playing comfortably, don't you?
Yes.
They're just doing a lot more things, whether it's challenging the basket, stroking the deep. But this is the area of the game early on. And Steve felt that the shooting was going to improve, and also offensive rebound. But getting into the thick of things is where he's tough. He reads the D, just growing as a basketball player. Big thing with St. John's, though, you feel they need a second guy on the floor at the same time.
Yes.
You know, it's somebody who can help. And generally speaking, it isn't a great low post-up team from the offensive end.
And if there is a criticism of Coach Lavin, is that he plays a lot of guys. And, you know, he's played 10 players today.
But trying to find out what the mix is, maybe?
Yes, or the rhythm.
Yeah.
Players on the floor.
Don't forget the clock.
Christon, desperation shot. Rebound inside Martin, and he can't stick it in. Sanchez the other way.
A little carry there.
Harrison.
Nice pump.
Driving, blocked by Stainbrook. And Jordan lets it go out of bounds.
Wisely. But you don't give up on a play. And Harrison here, Stainbrook beaten on that baseline, but just a great recovery. The long arm of the law. Not quite there, Coleman, but it'll do.
Jordan with 10 points. Pointer, blocked by Stainbrook.
And off St. John's. Stainbrook showing some defensive force the last couple of trips. Haven't been able to do much on the ball screen and slip, and stepping up. They are well schooled defensively. Great preparation. We saw them going through that scouting report yesterday. It was really in good spot. Rick Carter, who used to be at Michigan State with Tom Izzo. Steve Shear's alma mater.
Bill Green trying to sneak in the game for Dominic Pointer, limping. He's trying to walk it off. But right now
they're going to let him out. I don't think Michael knew if he was hurt or not.
Now Green comes in.
This could be a miraculous recovery as Ron Linfonte goes over there with the miraculous rubbing oil.
Davis. Xavier, no field goals in the last 5 minutes. St. John's inching their way back into this game.
Be careful with Philmore on the offensive glass.
Philmore
bounces his way generally.
Davis, deep three. And Green hauls it down. Jordan straight to the basket and banks it home.
And Davis just too small to help, and the big fella, Matt Stainbrook, just couldn't get over there in time. Couldn't move it quick.
Rashid Jordan with 12.
He gets that foul line jumper.
Christon to Philmore. Beautiful dime by Christon. And a timeout called by Xavier.
Christon, more than just a guy that can get out in the open floor. He can penetrate and find, but Philmore in the right spot all the time. And right here, you know who's guarding you. And Stainbrook just afraid of fouling. Now, this kid's stepping his game up in a major fashion. Got a little kiss at the end, but counter that, a little slip pass here. And Isaiah to the mountain. Pretty.
Christon, 7 assists to go along with his 10 points. They really think highly of him in the college basketball circle.
A lot of people do, and a lot of NBA people too. And he's going to work on that jump shot. Watching him in practice yesterday, he's got a nice looking stroke, but it's something you got to gain confidence. You've got to really keep working at it. So under stress, you have the same kind of release.
52-46. Xavier. Conference opener for these two teams in the new Big East. Promises to be a very exciting and interesting season.
St. John's a lot smaller on the floor now, so you get some dribble drive ability. Ooh, and a kick. Davis disarmed.
Xavier foul number 11 as
So the foul calls
his second personal foul, 18th foul
on Davis. His second.
the St. John's lineup, number 14, Jakar Sampson.
Rashid Jordan going to the free throw line. Jakar Sampson comes back in for the Red Storm.
As you mentioned, he's come along, Rashid, last 4 games, nearly 10 points. Different kind of a player. 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
Ranked as the number 3 point guard in the nation coming out of high school.
Great credentials, and right now, full court pressure. See, they work very hard against this Xavier. 2-2-1 with some man principles. Look at this. Philmore in the right spot. Who delivers? Number 8. Number 0 with the delivery, but number 8 assists.
Jordan, meanwhile, the other way, forced it up and draws contact.
You know, talk about preparation and coaching your team properly. It's all about being in the right spot, handling the initial pressure, the cross-court look, and some options. And Philmore wisely dipping under with the left hand. Just tough to cover all areas if you move the basketball and post strong. Nice diagonal look by Davis.
Meanwhile, Jordan with a career high 15 points. He's a freshman, folks. Huge upside for this young man. 54-49.
Got to see the ball.
Davis blocked. Obekba, Jordan, Sampson, and he's stripped.
Look up, look up.
Christon wanted it, was wide open.
Boy, talk
a freshman. Brandon Randolph just didn't see him. His head was down.
A great call. They learned how to dribble looking up. He's a good prospect, but lost sight.
Sure, they will talk about that in film study. Stainbrook, posted, across the lane, jump hook. George Mikan style.
George wore glasses too.
That's right.
Well, you know he's coming back to the right shoulder for some baseline.
56-49, inside, ball tipped. Jordan can't get it to fall, and he commits the foul.
Going to the rim too often. Got to run some stuff. Can't get it all the time. Got to get the ball side to side. Get the defense to move around a little bit.
Rashid Jordan picks up his 4th foul. $16 fouls against the Red Storm. Davis will take his time as he brings it up the floor. Under 5 to play. Philmore popping out. to the bucket. Left hand up and a foul.
He knows his game, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Sampson gambling on the steal, and he pays for it.
Boy, that sellout really kills you. Opens up the whole defensive end. And right here, he knows he doesn't have, he can make that shot, but much better serve. Taking it to the tin strong.
So Isaiah Philmore, senior, Bel Air, Maryland. Already is graduated with a degree, in liberal arts. Tri-captain on this team, Coach Mack. Philmore with a terrific game against Alabama. 17 points, 12 rebounds.
He's just a great effort kid, too. Gives it all. Leaves it all.
58-49. As they rise to their feet here in Cincinnati.
This gets to that big stop and big score with your St. John's.
Harrison has been quiet lately.
Well, they took over and they got away from him.
Harrison to the basket. Philmore kicks it out.
Look at this look.
Davis to the bucket, left hand short. But the freshman, Brandon Randolph, comes up with a rebound. Fillmore on the baseline and a foul. Woo! 3:41 to go. Xavier putting it in the high gear now. 58-49 the score. Thank you very much. 58-49. Xavier leading St. John's.
Oh, there's your guy.
That's my man.
Brady Gabbett, NCAA coordinator of basketball. Of course, you knew his dad as well as I did. And Dave would be proud not only of his son, but of this organization, too, what they've been able to do and the change of the scenery in college athletics.
His father, Dave Gabbett, the creator of the Big East Conference, and such a visionary in terms of how he viewed television and how he knew how much it would affect the conference and the conferences standing all across the nation.
Well, you know, and he's very astute. You're right. He said to me in 1981, "I've watched you coach. You should try television." And I thank the Gabbett family for that.
So Philmore at the line. He had just 4 points in the Wake Forest game on 1 of 9 shooting. He has 8 today, including 6 in the last 2 minutes. Philmore, you call him a nuts and bolts guy. Other people would call him a glue guy. Just a terrific player to have on your team.
Really got 8 rebounds as well. I mean, anything for free, he feels it's his obligation to get it for Xavier. Such a great example.
6 straight points for the Musketeers. St. John's looking to find their rhythm offensively. Baseline jump shot. Too strong for Green.
Clock now, your pal. We got enough handlers out there, Xavier, to take advantage unless a really good one shows early. That's that brush screen. Unfortunately, Davis not as big as you need to be on that alley-oop.
Stainbrook spinning inside. Sanchez gives it up to Dominic Pointer. The kick, Harrison, wide open.
Nice job in the early. That slap back is just difficult to cover.
Randolph handling in space. Pointer trying to strip him.
Fillmore's got Harrison, so he should be able to offensive rebound and a giveaway by Pointer.
Why that foul by Pointer?
You know, I'm thinking the same thing. Just play your guy, be solid, force them into a tough situation. Put a guy 85% free throw shooter. A Bloomington, Indiana guy. You've been down there a few times.
A couple of times. Davis missed the first 2 games because of injuries, but has really been playing well, according to his coaches.
He definitely couldn't have played in your church league, though, with that high arc, huh? Was it St. Cecilia's?
That's right. Low roof.
So your job defensively is be solid, try and have them use some clock to get a look.
Harrison steps back. St. John's just totally out of sync now.
Yep. A little giveaway there by Pointer, puts Philmore on the line. Solid rebound, but that's number 9 for him.
Red Storm at one point led this game 9-0 at the beginning. The Musketeers were 0 for 11 to start. Coach Mack did not panic, allowed his guys to keep playing their game. Stainbrook got the first basket, and from that point, after they got that first one, Coach, they settled down a bit. As you take a look at our player comparison.
Tell you what, a lot of guys contribute. Big Matt over there, pretty good target, makes passes.
(63-52).
Quick hitter now, Gus. Gotta go.
Harrison bumped as he turns the corner, and foul.
And Christon just got to move the legs and make him turn once.
That's Semaj Christon. That's his second.
So Christon picks up his second foul, and that will send Harrison to the free throw line.
Number 11, Angelo Harrison. St. John's lineup, number 15, Sir Dominic Pointer for number 10.
So Dominic Pointer back in.
Not insurmountable now, but you got to get something off the D. Simpson just whacked Stainbrook. All out zone here. Look up top.
Martin trap. Stainbrook will bring it over the half-court line. He'll find a guard. Davis will peel it back. 2 minutes to play.
Well, they're always in the right spot, though. Stainbrook post. Little release.
Back door, Davis. Reverse layup.
Goodness, that was pretty.
And a foul on the other end.
A little brush screen, gets him low, and you can either step or go. Just solid. And how about the dipsy-do? And the spin, pretty. They run that play great.
For St. John's, number 23, Rashid Jordan.
So Rashid Jordan. Davis picked up. A nice play inside. Confidence really starting to grow for this Musketeer basketball team over the past few games. Remember, they came in with a 5-game winning streak, and they've beaten some terrific teams during this time. Who's that big head? Who's that guy? And Jordan now, 17 points.
Well, they are playing confidently, and I just think the defense that Chris Mack's guys put out there, always in the right spot. Understand the scouting report.
St. John's forcing the turnover. Pointer, and he's fouled up top.
Bad foul. Goodness, stopping the clock, giving them everything they want.
Senior foul number 31, that's Isaiah Philmore. That's his
So
second
Philmore
personal
called for a second foul.
Really scramble, something you want when you're behind. A lot of deflections, get them turned.
Number 15, Sir Dominic Pointer.
So Dominic Pointer at the line.
Always look over and see Gene Katie. I think I'm at a Purdue game, right?
said he played Xavier one time when he was coaching at Ladue, and the Musketeers drilled him.
And he drilled a few people, one of the truly great competitors.
The great coaches.
Terrific guy. Great addition. Doesn't say anything, you know, during practice. They meet later. During the course of the game, he has certain things he charts that he likes to see in their advantage if they're going to win, to their advantage if they're going to win.
The players, though, just love being around Coach Cady. I talked to Coach before the game. He said, I love this role that I'm in here at St. John's. He's 77 years old, remarried. I love to see my players succeed and graduate. That's always been my philosophy from the very beginning of my coaching career.
I think he can show his personalities. We see what's coming up next. He might hear his, he's got great ears the way he looked over here. I think the only thing he doesn't like about being with Steve is Steve never lets him choose from the wine list.
St. John's out of timeouts with 1:28 to play.
Steal away from being in this thing. I mean, getting back in it. I think you can go one more trip with good defense if they do beat your pressure.
Christon, the inbounder, to Davis. Here's Davis up the floor and a reach-in foul.
This kid can nail him too. But you don't have many choices if that was the decision you make.
That's his first personal foul.
So the foul called on Sampson.
For the Musketeers, shooting 2, number 11, D. Davis.
That's his first. D. Davis, terrific free throw shooter, perfect today. Philmore comes back in. Randolph playing some big minutes. Brandon Randolph here in the second half as a true freshman.
You mentioned earlier the good leadership qualities he has, and so does D. And you also mentioned he did tweak that knee in the exhibition season, but he was pretty spry today, huh?
Yes. 67-58. Jordan picks it up at the midcourt line.
They got the little 2-3 look.
Jordan to the basket. Tries to go over Stainbrook. Can't do it. Martin with the rebound.
And Davis in no hurry. With everybody in the right spots.
Stainbrook foul.
67% free throw shooter. Big East player of the week. That's Stainbrook.
And our Land Rover player of the game is Justin Martin. 14 points, 4 rebounds on 5 of 9 shooting.
.67, I mentioned, better him than the little guy, Davis.
They get the second. 10-point lead for the Musketeers. Harrison.
1 minute remaining.
Stripped by Davis. Harrison gets it back. Can't bank it in. Gets his own rebound. Sanchez had 2 hands on it, but Martin just takes it away. So the Musketeers, barring a St. John's miracle, will win their conference opener as we take a look at their next 5 in conference play.
Welcome to the Big East. Look at these clubs. We know we'll see Butler later today against the Cats of Villanova. And Marquette, everybody thinks they're going to be right there at the end of the year. Creighton, something else too. Tough run.
And for St. John's, their next 5 at Georgetown. In the 11th ranked Villanova Wildcats come to the Garden.
DePaul, Providence, and then Dartmouth from the Ivy, which is where Dave Gavitt went. Chris had his guys ready, though. The first 5 minutes, he was wondering what he did wrong. Right? What a struggle. But they got themselves good shots. They just didn't make them.
Xavier. Entering the Big East Conference after 18 years in the A-10.
Big change for the program.
Yep. And it's already started to help their recruiting. They've been getting players that in the past they felt they wouldn't get, but now with the Big East exposure, great place to play.
It sure is, and they are really excited. Great atmosphere here. We conduct a nice performance. Little jump ball.
And the possession arrow favoring the Red Storm.
A learning experience for Steve and his guys as to what we have to do to be better. I think their offense hurt them, don't you, today?
A little bit.
Just didn't get it in sync.
Also, number 24, Felix Lalo.
So some
the Musketeers, number 3.
late substitutions with 44.9 to go. Felix Balamu has checked in. As well as
Simpson for St. John.
Mark Burgot. And foul.
St. John's foul number 14, Shakar Simpson.
Now coming up next, our New Year's Eve marathon of Big East basketball presented by New York Life Insurance Company continues with Seton Hall taking on Providence. Then DePaul squares off against Georgetown. 11th ranked Villanova takes on Butler, and Marquette battles Creighton. The action continues next. All night long, right here on Fox Sports 1.
What a day. Well, we got to get re-energized.
That's right. Stainbrook ready to come back in. Final 40.9. Harrison receiving a lecture. After this game, Coach will get on the bus. Head to Butler.
Looking forward to it. That building, that atmosphere. They've had a great year.
Hooper takes a three. And Stainbrook with a rebound for the final 30 seconds. Looks like St. John's will back off. 10 rebounds for the big man. And Xavier, after a very slow start, 0 for 11. Down 11-2. The Musketeers come back and win it 70-60. To improve their record to 11-3. More importantly, they win their first game in the new Big East Conference.
Impressive. Taking a hit that early. Recoiling and then snapping back.
The final score from Cincinnati, Xavier 70, St. John's 60. Now let's send you to Rob Stone in our Los Angeles